Hi, I'm Buff Baggett, and this is my brother Biff. We are the Baggett twins, and we bring you the news on New Ed Media, the news from all over the country. Biff, you've been to New York. Tell us about it. Yes, I did, Buff, and I had a wonderful time. I met some wonderful people. I met some of our old friends from the old days of broadcasting, and many of the new people, many of the younger people are very nice, very well people. Oh, they're great people. Yes, I did. Did you stop and see Bill O'Reilly? Yes, that's the first place I went. I went to see Bill O'Reilly because I was right near there at that time. And I went up to see him, and a funny thing is, I think he's more of a comedian than he is a broadcaster. Yeah, he has a comedy routine that he does with another fellow by the name of Dennis Miller. Miller lives somewhere up in Santa Barbara, a little bit north of Westlake Village, where we live. And they have some kind of a routine that O'Reilly is promoting all the time on his program. He's giving the dates on which they're appearing and so forth, and I guess they are pretty funny. Once in a while, Miller is on Bill's program, and he is kind of a funny man, I know that. But O'Reilly also promotes his books a lot that he wrote. He's written several books. When does he have time to write? I don't know when he has time to write them either, because he's doing, a lot of research and everything involved. He's got this Jesse Waters, and they do a lot of stuff out on location. Of course, O'Reilly doesn't do that, but he broadcasts it on, and it takes a lot of work to line all that stuff up and to write books. I don't know when he has time to do that. And he promotes his book, but he won't promote any other book. He won't promote Just's book. No, absolutely not. Just Hallen wrote this book on growing up during the Great Depression, and he sent a copy to O'Reilly, but he didn't even give it a shot. No, he didn't. Does he review other people's books at all? Yes, he does. Other people. Yes, he does. He had Sarah Palin there while I was there at the studio, and he interviewed her. It must be money involved. I don't know. There might be a lot of money involved. I don't know. But I know that Mrs. Palin and O'Reilly were both ill at ease, kind of, when they were doing the interview. She didn't seem happy about it. Maybe she didn't like him or he didn't like her. I don't know exactly what the problem was. Did you meet any of the Fox girls? The pretty ones? I did. I mean, there are a lot of blondes that work at Fox over there. Monica Crowley is one of them. Very nice woman, very knowledgeable, and very fine woman. And she was on the program while I was there. And Megyn Kelly invited me to be a guest on her show, which was interesting. We talked back and forth a little bit about different things, but she had a very personal experience, unpleasant, rather embarrassing. Would be embarrassing, but she laughed about it. She thought it was funny. I didn't know what to do, so I just sat there.
And really, your spouse isn't going to want to do that.
Yes, it was. It was kind of funny, all right. But she laughed about it, and it didn't worry her too much. I wanted to ask Kimberly Guilfoyle on a date, but I just didn't have time. My schedule was so short there that I didn't have time. I know she was disappointed, but I was unable to do it. I just didn't have time. You should send her a gift or something. Well, I thought maybe I'd send her a car or something to make her feel a little bit, get over the disappointment. Did you go to MSNBC at all? Yes, I did. I went from there to MSNBC.
Well, the truth is that you can only do this as a hypothetical
very
exercise.
low-rated. Practically nobody watches those. But I went there anyway. I thought I should get to know some of the people there. Yes, I did. Did you see Ed Schultz? Yeah, I went to see him. Yeah, Ed Schultz. He's got a program there. But he's living in the past. I mean, he's talking about like it's 1934. You're talking about labor unions. I think he thinks he's Walter Reuther trying to organize the auto workers or
Tear
something.
gas into the plant.
People don't want to
There are a
join.
lot of
People don't want
thugs
unions.
today.
No, they don't. They don't want to join the unions now because they're not machines. They're people. They all have different interests, and they're not machines. It's very difficult for the unions to organize too well. Did he have gum in the mouth to make him talk? Is that it? No, that's another Ed. No, that's Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed, no. Unlike Schultz, Mr. Ed was the front end of a horse. And he talked, and he was a very smart guy. No, that's a different Ed. No, I didn't stay too long with Ed. I ran into Joan Walsh, our old friend Joan, and if you remember, she was mad at me about something. Why do you think MSNBC has such a low rating? There must be some reason for it. Well, the reason I think they are such low rated is because they're boring to most people. They say the same thing over and over all the time, and they're very negative. They're always running down other people.
Rachel Maddow had the worst month on MSNBC since her show launched in 2008. Chris Hayes, who took over for Ed Schultz, his ratings just never seemed to get going, and they continue to be very, very low.
And the guests that appear on the show are hosts from other shows. So they exchange them. They have one time one person will be the host, and then the next time he will be a guest on another show, and it's very boring because they don't say things people are interested in. Well, yes, there are some other people who are, there's a guy on there, a man by the name of Pastor Al or Reverend Al or something like that, and he's living in the past too. He's talking about the Voter Rights and Act and so forth and getting this passed, and I don't think he knows that Lyndon Johnson signed the Voter Act 40 years ago or something like that. Wow. And he's living in the past, unless it could be some way that he's making money from it. That I don't know. You see any of the old-timers from CBS and so forth? Yes, I did see some of the people of the old-timers that we knew, and I did see Bob Schaefer. You might mention, you might have thought of him, but I didn't recognize him. No, I saw him in the men's room, and he recognized me, and he said, "Hiya, Biff." He thought he can't tell the difference. He said, and I said, I didn't know who he was, but I said hello. Then I saw him later doing the news, and with makeup on and everything. He looked pretty good, and we talked about the old timers. We talked about Dave Huntley, Dave Brinkley, and some of the old timers from those days. And the Vietnam War and all that stuff. We had talked about old times, and Bob is still there, and he's still working. Is he on 60 Minutes? No, he doesn't do 60 Minutes, but he does.
If you don't go to places like Walmart or Costco, you could
on
easily...
weekends. He does an interview show. Buff, I guess you're going to tell a little bit about Just Hallen's book, A Boy Growing Up During the Great Depression, and where they can get it and so forth, and a little bit about New Ed Media. Just Hallen has written this book. It's called A Boy Growing Up During the Great Depression. Just grew up in Northbrook, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago in the 1930s. And this book is a story of his life on the peony farm. He lived on the peony farm with his two brothers. Both of his brothers are gone now. It's a very good book. You can get it on Amazon, or you can go to our website, newedmedia.com, and the book is available there. You'll see some excerpts from the book, and you can order it there also. Well, I'm Buff Baggett. My brother Biff and I are the Baggett twins. We bring you the news from newedmedia.com. Thanks for watching, everyone.